Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again. Look, I call myself an American. I grew up in America. I grew up in a Christian church. I used to call myself a Christian. Um, I grew up in this country like I guess all of us did. But I found out that what I thought was kind of common amongst us probably isn't true. I say that because I thought that people who had been poor knew that poverty was wrong and to take actions against another that would create pain and suffering was wrong. And if you were at the head of an organization or a national power, such as a government, and you would do something like this to cause pain and suffering to another people of another country, it just be, it would appear to be just something that you just would not want to be associated with. I don't. I thought you felt the same way. And when Ronald Reagan was president of the United States, I saw him doing a lot of stuff that made my stomach turn, that I did not want to be associated with, especially when you can't hide wearing a uniform of the United States military and your commander in chief are doing those kinds of things. That's embarrassing. You know, it was embarrassing to me to see what President Reagan was doing. So you know I could never have put up with what Donald Trump is doing. And the people that's going along with him, well, hey, that's another part of my shop. But that wasn't just a one time thing. I came out of the service. And for all of that time since then, which was what, about close to 40 years, all I've done is talked about those Christian values that every American who was a Christian was talking about: peace and prosperity, God and love, and all that kind of stuff. And I found that all of that stuff was just bull, straight up bull. Now, so why do I know it's bull? Because I learned the truth. I learned the absolute truth. I learned that all existence, as far as we can identify, come from a power that we cannot see. It is the power behind it. And I also understand that we are a part of that. And we were made to require of some of the resources that have been given on the earth, above the earth, in the earth, some seen, some unseen. Some of that is required for our survival, all of our survival. And because it requires our survival, then each of us, play a part in the production of the things that exist. Rather than me building a house, becoming a doctor, becoming a mechanic, becoming a plumber, becoming a carpenter, rather than do all of that, we got within the billions of people on this earth, we got people in every one of those categories. And even categories that haven't even come up yet. We got people in the categories of artificial intelligence. We got people in the categories of going to other places outside of this atmosphere. Yes, people to do everything. And what to do comes through our imagination. That's the power that we cannot see speaking to us through our imagination. Then qualifying that these things might be done. Not to usurp power over people, not to claim that you're bigger and better and special, more special. No, everybody got something to do. And now, no one job is more important than another. I learned that to be the truth. I learned that each of us are supposed to play a role and each of us are supposed to live like we're in heaven. I learned that. I didn't get that out of the Bible. I didn't get that out of the church. I didn't get that out of preachers' mouth. I didn't get that out of my parents' mouth. I didn't get that out of government. I got that out of life. And when I got that out of life, it showed me who the rest of you are. You are as confused as a bat I know you're confused because I was there once as well, confused as hell. Now, right now, you think, most of you, that you got it going on. You got somebody who call themselves the richest people on earth. You got the Saudis, you got all of the thieves, the billionaires, the millionaires. They're nothing but thieves. You don't know because they did this within a system that said it was okay. They did this within a system that you, the people, approved of. Whether you were in America, Russia, China, wherever you were, you accepted the system. Somebody might have to beat you side the head or kill enough of you for you to just say, okay, I'll go along. But whatever the reason, you went along. And so all of the hell that goes on this earth, and it is hell, is because of the idea of hell and the people supporting it. And the people supporting it. Now, the thing that you don't understand, but is absolutely necessary, is that if you do not support the systems of the world, you have to stand for something that's better. Not only that, you must be willing to suffer for it. In other words, stand up to it, and nothing it does to you make you bend your back. You stand up, and there you are. Either the system will weaken because people have been touched, or they will kill you. If the system is touched, God gets the glory. If they kill you, you and God get the glory. See, what I've just said to you perhaps is something that you haven't heard before. I just said to you, to people who are living on earth, the ones that are connected with God will change the world, or all be murdered. All be murdered, because that's what we're in. We are in the hell. Are we as worse as hell can get? No. I mean, some people are. I mean, how worse can you get when bombs are dropping on you, burning up you, your kids? How worse can that be? Somebody say, well, you burn forever. I guess once it starts, it really doesn't matter. So what am I actually saying? We are in hell. We are in hell by choice. Initially, it was by choice. And every day we walk according to those choices. Why? Because we do not know the truth. We are as confused as a bat. We claim to know the truth, but we are all wallowing in this hell. Somebody said, well, let them stay there and grow together. Nope, 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 nope. When you stay there, the weeds are going to be weeds, and what is truth is going to be truth. What identifies truth for weeds is that weeds are not acting like they might try. They act like plants. It ain't going to work. Well, weeds might be plant, but in the sense that I'm talking about, which they're not. But that which is real will never. And there's a distinction. One lives and one dies. So, I know that hurts your feeling. All of the mega churches and people paying their tithes and offerings, and they've been taught that God is pleased with this. That God is pleased with this. Let me ask you something. How can God be pleased with your money that he had nothing to do? Excuse me. How can God be pleased with your money when God had nothing to do with it? I apologize because I said he. He is something that I was taught through the Christian experience. The truth of the matter is, I don't know what God is. All I know that God is power. I know that. Somebody said God was a he. And I'm telling you, I don't want to believe nothing that's coming out of the mouths of people who reject other people's life, who would sit up and say, you can't have education, you can't have health care, you don't have a voice, shut up, be a garbage person, you poor, you're rich. No, I don't want to accept a thing come out of your mouth. You are a liar from the beginning, and you from the pit of hell headed straight back that way as far as I can see it. So I don't want to hear anything when it comes down to God, unless you're lifting up life. I don't want to hear the thing come out of your mouth. I don't care if you're black or white, male or woman. If you can't lift up God in such a way that God loves people and shows people out of this hell, I don't want to hear nothing you're talking about, because you don't know what you're talking about, except what you're doing is keeping people right in this hell, and it's showing them no way of liberation. And robbing these people just like everybody else and calling yourself a servant of God. I don't mean hurt your feelings. I mean just tell you just like it is, because your feelings can't be hurt. If your feelings could be hurt, you'd understand what's going on, and you would probably make a change. But right now, you're just as lost as can be. Now, after saying all these negative things about you, why am I doing it? Because every day I get up and I hear negativity about everything. And I understand that. Pointing fingers. I understand that. But I wait, I listen, I flip, I turn, looking for answers. And nobody's talking about answers. Now, I just got through telling you about answers that I've been putting out here for 40 years. You think I can turn that TV on here and think about these answers? Not just coming from me. I know I'm not the only person saying it. I know there are other people out here saying it. But do you hear him? No. This is something that's not acceptable in hell. This is not acceptable in hell. Can you imagine me in heaven talking about, let's go tell some lies, let's go rip some people off, let's go cheat, let's go steal, let's go make people poor, let's go create some situation where people can start hating one another? Can you imagine me in heaven talking about, let's go and create some racism, let's go over in heaven and create some bigotry? Can you imagine me saying that? No, you cannot imagine me saying that. Heaven wouldn't put up with it. And in hell, talking about some peace and prosperity and freedom, hell ain't gonna put up with it. Hell ain't gonna put up with it. So when you start talking about you saved and you know God, you can say that all you want to say. You can lie to yourself and you can lie to everybody else, but you ain't lying to God. And the evidence that you ain't lying to God is that you still walking around in hell. I don't care if that's your mama. I don't care if that's your daddy. I don't care if that's your daughter. I don't care if that's your son. I don't care if that's your uncle, cousin, whatever. I don't care if it's your sweetest lover. If you're walking around here in this hell, you are part of this hell. So I'm saying to all of us, we are part of this hell. It is us who make this hell exist. White preachers, black preachers, white people going to Christians, black Christians, Americans, and all the other people that came here. All of us are nothing but tools of this hell we live in. Republicans, tool of this hell we living in. Democrats, tool of this hell we living in. Independents, tool of this hell we living in. Yes, we got a lot of people standing up complaining with their picket signs and walking around and making speeches and stuff like this, but what? It's still going on. It's still going on. Your speaking ain't stopping it, and your talking ain't, well, that's the same thing. Your walking ain't stopping it. And they don't even care about you. Why? Because you still here and nothing is done. So you say you're a servant of God? Come on. Stop kidding yourself. You just playing with yourself. So stop playing with yourself. Thank you.